prosecutor and host of Today with Dr. Wendy, Dr. Wendy Patrick, and of course our senior judicial analyst, Judge Andrew Napolitano. Good morning to you both.
Good morning.
Judge, I want to start with you. So we know that you're familiar with this case. You know the defense team well. I mean, is this guy really going to walk free?
No, he's not going to walk free. First of all, he's serving 40 years on a federal sentence for
the financial
for financial crimes. The issue is, will he be retried? Last night, the Attorney General of South Carolina said we have to retry him. The surprise here is not what the Supreme Court of South Carolina did. You have a court clerk, the human being in charge of getting the jurors from a jury bus into the jury room, getting them their lunch, getting them back on the jury bus, getting them to their hotel, saying, don't believe him if he testifies. If he takes the stand, he's going to lie. That is clearly obstruction of justice. And she pleaded guilty to obstruction of justice. What's surprising is that her sentence was 1 year probation. She should have gotten 10 years in jail. The trial judge should have thrown this out. He was reluctant to do so because the evidence of Murdaugh's guilt is overwhelming. So the South Carolina Supreme Court unanimously reverses, and now there'll be a retrial, a long, costly trial, but the state has to do what it has to do.
I was going to say, sounds like rightfully so.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. So, Dr. Wendy, I want to bring you in here for this, because this case, as we just said, made national headlines. They even made a movie about it, and Murdaugh still proclaims his innocence here. So I just want to get your thoughts on this overturned conviction.
Well, I understand the reasons that the conviction was overturned, but I have to say, I really share Judge Knapp's analysis of the clerk's role. As he knows, a clerk is an extension of the judge. She has more of a role than simply, ironically, reading the verdict in this case, shuttling the jurors around, taking them in and out of the room, but her word carries more credibility. Now, a jury instruction tells the jurors they're able to consider anything in weighing the testimony of anybody who testifies, including the defendant. So they would already have known they're able to consider his mannerisms. She did more than that, and she made more comments than that. And one of the things the Supreme Court did is emphasize that any one of those comments in and of itself would probably not have been grounds for a reversal. It was the aggregate. It was her role being compromised and used to sway the jury. Now, they don't have to prove that's what happened. It raises a presumption, which the court said the prosecution failed to rebut. So believe it or not, and we all watched the trial very, very closely, Murdaugh is recloaked with the presumption of innocence as we head towards his second retrial.
Yeah, really unbelievable, this kind of turn of events. Judge, can anything more happen to Becky Hill here? I know she's on 1 year probation. That's all that she got for this. But, man, she has to be the most hated person in South Carolina right now.
She is certainly hated by the government. No, nothing can happen to her. She cut a sweetheart deal, and the court went along with it. I said, the court should not have gone along with it. She should actually have been prosecuted and sentenced to a longer jail term. And Dr. Patrick is quite correct. It wasn't just one thing she said. It was the regular, consistent, systematic ingratiating of herself with the jury and then continuing to whisper to them. Why did she do this? She wanted to write a book.
There it is.
She wrote the book, and it was a bestseller.
This is an example of the punishment does not fit the crime here whatsoever. So, Dr. Wendy Patrick, of course, Judge Napolitano, great conversation. Thank you both.
Information. Truth is freedom. Is Newsmax. It's real news for real people.